Guys, I do this all the time. I just recorded this whole video and I realized that I had my webcam microphone on and my actual microphone on. So now we just got to start over because that sounded absolutely atrocious. Oh well, what do you do? The 3-day Monday is almost over. We are so close to Friday tomorrow. I can't wait to get back into the market. Let's get into the video. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades, where we get technical analysis on different stocks in the stock market, as well as potential buy, hold, or sell opinions on these given stocks. I like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. The reason that I started this channel is because a couple years back, I was about $30,000 deep in some medical debt, and I was very fortunate to have some close family, friends, and mentors that pushed me to work hard and invest my money. And I am happy to say that not only am I now financially free, but I'm doing pretty well for myself at the age of 23. So, if I can pass along any of the information, resources, or tools that are given to me here to the community, make a couple people better off than they were before, that's all that I can ask for. Last, if you're not mind dropping a like on the video, it really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. Now today, we are going to be giving you an analysis on ticker symbol HCMC. This is a OTC market company, and we've got some interesting stuff to cover here today. This has been a subscriber request as well as a Patreon and Discord requested stock, and it's a very interesting situation. There could be some solid upside here. So we're gonna look at this on the 1 month chart as well as the 1 day, 1 minute chart, and try our best to analyze this. It's not very good price action, to be completely honest with you, but we will do our best anyways, as I actually do see that there's some potential upside here alongside with some risk. So we're going to do that, level off some support and resistance levels, some current trends that I'm seeing on the charts. I've got a couple different indicators pulled up, which are the RSI down here, the relative strength index. Anything over 70 is overbought, anything under 30 is oversold. I've got 3 different indicators on the charts themselves: the 200 EMA, the 14 period VWAP, and the 14 MA. Now, the 200 EMA is the exponential moving average, and this is a price action based valuation trend line over a 200-day moving period. And then I have the 14 VWAP, which is typically used as a level of support or resistance for day or swing trading. More useful on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, although not particularly on this chart. And then the 14 period MA, which is the moving average. Some brokerage accounts call this the simple moving average or the SMA. And this is a price action based valuation trend line over a 14-day moving period. And I like to use this alongside the 200 EMA to get both a macroscopic and microscopic perspective of price action so that we can have a better idea of what is going on in a stock. So we'll look at that, look at the levels of support and resistance, bullish, bearish indicators, anything else that I think is worth mentioning here on the charts. And let's just get right into the video. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to the guys over at the Patreon. We are 700 members strong now, which is absolutely insane to me. I'm so grateful for everybody here. You guys rock. They will have access to the private Discord as well as real-time insight to my personal trading. And guys, we've got a lot of great stuff in here. We've got chat and questions, investing assistance, options trading, StockBot, which is a great tool you can use to find a bunch of different statistics on stocks at a snap of your fingers. WSB updates, short-term plays, mid-term plays, long-term plays, SPAC plays, cult stocks, a whole bunch of different industries and sectors. And some people in here make a pretty decent killing, guys. If we come over here to the weekly earners and learners, we've got 48% in a single day, which is absolutely insane. We've got, look at this, 148% in a single day up in the after hours. If you'd like to join, there is a link to the Patreon in the description box down below. Now, if you're not familiar with what HCMC is, we're going to read you off a quick description just so that you are tracking. And let's just do that right now. So this is from their website, healthiercmc.com. And they are this. Healthier Choices Management Corporation, formerly Vapor Corp, is a holding company. The company is focused on managing healthy food markets and providing consumers with healthy daily choices with respect to nutrition and other lifestyle alternatives. The company segments include U.S.-based retailer of vaporizers and e-liquids and the natural and organic grocery operations in Fort Myers, Florida. The company sells direct to consumer through the company-owned brick-and-mortar retail locations, and the company operates under the Vape Store and Ada's natural and organic brands. Their current financial situation, not great. They have a lot of red in here. Revenue per quarter, Q3, they had $3.35 million, up a little bit from the previous quarter, but down from their Q1. And you see the whole picture here, right? There's a reason they're in the OTC market. Their overall annual revenue, 2019, they did see about $15 million of revenue, up about 3.19% from the previous year. So all in all, they are slowly growing, right? Slowly growing. But that is not what interests me about this company. What interests me about this company is some of the news that we're seeing here. So basically what's happening right now with HCMC is there is another company known as Philip Morris, who they are filing a lawsuit against for patent infringement. and this is a big deal. We could see some pretty hefty money come out of this lawsuit. So let's just read this article real quick. This was posted on November 30th, 2020. It is old, but the reason that I'm bringing this up now is because this has been brought up by Reddits, specifically the penny stock Reddits, and people are really jumping on this. They see this as a huge opportunity to make some pretty crazy cash. So let's just read this real quick. Healthier Choices Management Corporation in the OTC market today announced the filing of its patent infringement lawsuit against Philip Morris USA Incorporated and Philip Morris Products SA in connection with their product known and marketed as IQOS. The lawsuit was filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia. The international law firm Cozen O'Connor has been engaged to represent HCMC in this matter. HCMC's lawsuit includes claims that Philip Morris is infringing HCMC's patent rights in connection with IQOS, which is their patented smokeless tobacco product, an alternative tobacco product marketed and sold by Philip Morris. Philip Morris claims that it is currently approaching 14 million users. That's a lot, guys. This is a big deal. There's a lot of money here of its IQOS product and has reportedly invested over $3 billion in their smokeless tobacco products. And if all of these are infringing upon the patent of HCMC, that is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. Philip Morris has been very open about their ongoing transition from traditional fully combustible cigarettes to their modified risk tobacco products, including IQOS. The Philip Morris IQOS product is currently the subject of 2 other patent infringement proceedings filed by R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. One proceedings before the International Trade Commission and seeks to stop the importation of the IQOS product into the United States. The other is a patent infringement action currently pending in the Eastern District of Virginia. R.J. Reynolds' patents are unrelated and not affiliated with the patents asserted in the HCMC case. So these guys are getting attacked by a couple different companies, but if HCMC does end up winning this infringement, that's a lot. There's a lot of money tied here, right? So $3 billion on their smokeless tobacco products, and if all of their smokeless tobacco products are coming from this patent infringement, I'm not saying that they're going to get that full $3 billion, but think about this, guys. Per quarter, these guys see $3 million in revenue. The previous year, they saw $14 or $15 million in revenue. So even if they get a quarter of that, even if they get 10% of that, $300 million, right? That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's 10 times as much money as they've turned in. That's 20 times as much money as they've turned in the past year. So that could really influence the stock price, and I could see that being a huge push. Now, the only thing that I don't like is I have not found a date regarding when we are expecting this lawsuit and this patent infringement to close. But when this does close, this should influence the stock price very, very heavily. And this is the definition of a microcap stock, guys. So if you get into this when it's really, really low, you can see a pretty severe and high upside. I would not be surprised whatsoever to see this 5, 10, 20x. I mean, just do this. Do some quick math. We're going to lowball this and say that they get 10% of that $3 billion that Philip Morris has made off of that patent infringement, right? Well, they're a $15 million company. So if they get 10% of that, and that is $300 million, that is 20 times as much money as they turned in the last year, 2019. So I'm not saying that's going to directly correlate, but if this stock 20x's, even just up to a couple pennies, right, that is going to be exponential. That is going to drive some, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money getting into this if you see a 2,000% increase, right? But like I said, I don't know when the exact date is, so just keep that in the back of your mind. Let's look at the charts quick. If we look at the charts, we do have a couple different possible support levels. So we've got a support level at 0.0007 and 0.0006. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different candle wicks touching here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 different candle wicks, 5, 6, almost 7 touching here. So if we lower this just a bit, right there, looks pretty solid. And I could see that being a pretty solid hold. I mean, this company did not correct very harshly on the charts here. If we look at the RSI, at one point they were touching 89, which is extremely high. And at the low point, they only corrected to 53, which is still not bearish territory. That's still bullish. So that's not a very harsh correction. That's not bad whatsoever. I am going to draw up a Fibonacci retracement so that we can see how nice of a correction that was. And it was not... It was a little bit below the 61.8%, but just keep in mind the overall RSI. So typically you're looking for a hold over 50%, but it did bounce very nicely. These are candle wicks, so I am going to err on the side of caution and say, hey, we did hold up at that 61.8%, and then the next day it did bounce up to this 50% retracement. And then one thing that I'm also noticing that I actually like to see a lot is we are currently in an upward moving channel. We have a trend line that is very recognizable right here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different touch points here on this trend line, so it does seem to be a respected support level. And if we do continue on that upward trajectory, there's a lot of upside here, and you can make some pretty calculated decisions on whether or not you want to get into the company. So what's the best entry point? Well, I can see this going 2 ways. We either see it continue to flatline and kind of barcode here along that 0.0006 and 0.0007, or it's going to continue on this upward trajectory trend line. My personal take on this, if you were going to get into HCMC, don't put any money in this that you're not willing to lose. There is a lot of risk involved. There's a reason that it's a micro cap stock. Their overall revenue over the past year, not extremely high. You know, I'm a guy that likes penny stocks, right? The leverage and the amount of upside is very, very high. And if you can make calculated and educated decisions on whether or not to get into a company, you see a lot of growth there, then do it, right? Because that's awesome. But with HCMC, I don't know the date on this lawsuit, when it is supposed to come to fruition. So if you're going to put money into this, just be comfortable with the fact that this might go all the way back down to just barely less than a thousandth of a penny. So just keep that in the back of your mind, but it is on some upward movement right now. I do know there's some people that actually turned a pretty sick profit on this. Got in at 1,000th of a penny and got out at 0.0014. That's a huge upside, and it may continue on this upward trajectory. I would not be surprised in the least bit. So that is what we're looking at right now. 0.0006 and 0.0007 as the best possible entry point. And if it does continue on this upward trend line, try to get in around this 0.0008 level, or at the very worst, 9. But like I said, a lot of risk involved. The lower you can possibly buy this, I mean, if you see a candle wick like this happen for even a brief moment, and you're able to get in at 0.0004, that is awesome. You can honestly just set a limit order for that exact level. And if you see a wick touch down there for even just a split second, if the shares are there to be filled, you can definitely hop in and make some pretty filthy profit on the stock. So that's how it looks right now as far as upside goes. Exit strategies, right? Just be careful. I don't know personally. If you do know and you know it, please drop it in the comment section. I was not able to find it. I'm always going to err on the side of caution and say I don't know. But we don't know the overall lawsuit date when we're expected to see this close, and this typically does take some time. This was filed back in November 30th of 2020 and has still not closed. So we do know that they've been working on this for a couple of months, but there's still risk involved with this stock. I do not currently have a position in this stock. I am working on the process of transitioning over my portfolio from Fidelity to Webull, but I have a position in AMC on both of those accounts, as well as BB, NOK, CLWD, and SNPW. Those are my stocks that I currently have a position in right now. So I do not have a position here, but I am thinking about establishing one with maybe just a couple $100 just to see what happens. I'm not willing to risk a large chunk of my portfolio on the stock, but there is definitely some possible upside. Now, the 1 day, 1 minute chart, not a lot of data here. I'm going to be honest with you. There's nothing I can really tell you about this. This is just barcoding basically to a T. And if I could, I would tell you what I see, but this is just ugly price action. And that's why I say there's risk involved with this play. Please don't put any money into this. This is a play that you're basically buying the hype and selling the news on, right? There's not a lot of technical setup here. This is a play that we're like, okay, so we know that news catalyst typically trumps technical analysis, and we do know that there's news catalyst coming up on this stock. So that is why I presented it to you in that way, and that is what I have for the video. So if you enjoyed it, please drop a like. It really does help support the channel, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more content like this. And lastly, I have an affiliate link in the description box down below for Webull. Webull is a great brokerage platform, which you see right here, that allows you to trade in the extended hours starting at 4 a.m. CST. Great tool to help get ahead of some plays that are time sensitive. If you use my link, you'll receive 4 free stocks with a $100 deposit. And if you're not interested, that is totally fine. I really promise you I do not mind. I'm just glad you're taking the time to watch my videos and be a part of this awesome community. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.